11 o'clock. It's time to have our questions answered about the law. If you got a ticket, if you were in an accident, if you're going through a divorce, if somebody is suing you for something, or you want to sue somebody for something, let me see, what else could there be? Maybe you are in trouble with the IRS. If it's legal and you have a question about it, Vanessa is here to answer your question. Vanessa is Vanessa Elaine Jennings. She is the founder of the Jennings Law Firm here in Ocala. She comes in here on Fridays to answer our questions about the law, and it's an opportunity for you to get those questions answered by calling us now at 622-9622. 622-9622. I stress now because I noticed that when there's a legal question, a lot of times it's not just yes or no. So I want to make sure you get the full answer. We will all learn from your questions, as uncomfortable as it might be for you to share your question publicly. You know, I think we'll all benefit from the education we get when Vanessa answers your question. So again, call Vanessa now, 622-9622. Good morning, Vanessa, again.
Good morning.
Now that we're on the air.
Yeah, but don't call about tax questions, please. Thank you. You have IRS problems.
Oh,
Jennings
okay.
Law Firm is not for you.
Well, IRS, okay. But what if it's, for you, not the tax specifically, but what if they're like suing you? Do they sue us for money that we didn't pay? Like, I know it's May, it's not April, but.
The IRS is coming after you. Jennings Law Firm is not for you.
Oh, okay. You want to go through?
No, I don't do tax at all. Like, I literally send even my people who will do divorces,
right,
if they have serious complicated tax issues, as do almost every single other divorce attorney in town, we send them to a tax attorney. Tax law is its own special niche that some of us just don't touch.
So I have
even though I enjoyed it in school.
I have a difficult, sensitive, maybe even taboo question for you.
Oh, this is fun and exciting.
Okay.
Happy Friday.
We know a lady who is a homosexual lesbian. Okay. And she got married to another lady, of course.
That happens, yes.
And now is thinking about marrying another one. Are you allowed, if you're homosexual, to be, what do you call it again?
Okay, your sexuality has nothing to do with marriage law. Because everyone's allowed to legally marry, as long as you're human.
What's the word when you have more than one wife?
That's called polygamy, and but that doesn't matter if it's a man marrying 7 wives or a woman marrying 7 wives. You only get one.
Oh, you're only allowed one, no matter what your gender preference is.
That's correct. Gender does not play a role in this at all.
So she's breaking the law.
So, it's not that she can't. It's not a valid marriage.
Who's breaking the law, though? Her or the other one? I'm curious. Who's breaking the law?
Well, it's not.
All 3 of them?
Yes, they're breaking the law, but it's not a valid marriage.
But is it in Florida at all?
No, it's not a valid marriage in Florida.
That's why they can do it then.
No, it's not a valid marriage in Florida.
Right. So that's my question. I know this is sensitive and taboo and.
No.
But they're happy.
But they can't do it.
So they just call themselves married, but they're not really.
They're not legally married.
Okay.
They're living together. They're living together in a poly lifestyle. Now we're getting into.
Wouldn't you love to be a fly on that wall, though? Oh no, sorry, it's just a man talking here.
Yeah. No. I don't think gender. See, I take gender out of everything because you have to realize I'm very progressive.
You have to be.
Those things.
You have to be as an attorney, though.
But whether it's a man or a woman with multiple wives, I would never want to be a fly on the wall. One wife is hard enough. Could you imagine 7 wives? No, absolutely.
No, I'm with you. I don't disagree at all. I just wondered legally if they were going to get in trouble.
Well, it's illegal. It is illegal, but it's not something that I have no idea when the last time was actually enforced.
Somebody would have to come and knock on your door.
Well, I don't even know if something their area would even prosecute. Because just because it's on the books doesn't mean people prosecute it anymore. For example, the only 2 legal things you're allowed to throw out your car window is water and a live chicken. So
what?
Yeah. So in the state of Florida, there's only 2 things you're allowed to throw out your window. Like when you're in your car driving.
Oh, I want to hear more of these kind of things.
It's water and a live chicken. So the people throw their coffee out all the time. People, because they're not viewing as littering. But technically that's illegal.
Why a live chicken, though?
I am presuming because the chicken in the car alive will cause more damage than if you just threw it out the side.
So, okay. So
I am only presuming that. I have no idea because nope, the turkey's not on the books. Only the chicken. So this is an old law. So, but no one ever enforces it. I mean, there's extenuations where they've done littering and they've defined it, but those are local ordinances, and there's also statutes. But there's,
what are the privacy laws that we need to respect in order to legally fly a drone with a camera? Are we allowed to be taking pictures in somebody's backyard?
Yes and no.
Because I see these on the video online all the time. Not that they're spying on anybody, but
Right, no,
if you're flying your drone around your neighborhood, the picture includes somebody else's backyard.
The law it's new law that we're going to be going and discovering, because you have privacy rights to certain parts of your airspace. You own certain parts of your airspace, so over your house.
Okay.
So the issue always is going to come into is when they start taking pictures and they start doing surveillance, are they doing it? And there's going to be newer laws. There's already some laws out there, but because it's so prevalent now, it wasn't something that was as prevalent. Because back in the day, you were only dealing with larger craft that was flying over.
Like
houses
the
and
Google
stuff.
Earth pictures, are they illegal technically?
No.
No, they're not.
But because that's why people built privacy fences around their backyards, because they didn't want to, people from the outside taking pictures of them or watching them do whatever. So you've got that privacy fence around, so you can't see in. So that would be the same thing as for the airspace.
Right. Well, so let's put this into criminal perspective and let's take it out of the private sphere for a second. Back in the day, we're talking 80s, 90s. Back in the day, not that far back, people would put up, big fences, or they would get big pieces of property. So it doesn't matter if you could see the house from the street or not, because it was just big enough piece of property. And they would have grow houses, right?
Yes.
So, and the police department had learned that when you have a grow house, you need a lot of electricity. So they're gonna be warmer at night. So when they do the infrared, and they would just fly helicopters over and looking at it. And there's laws out there that said that's completely illegal, because they are looking from a public vantage point, because as long as you're in the public space of air, because there's a certain place that you have to be to fly, there's, what was it, FDA, whatever the regulations are. They're
The FFA.
FFA, thank you. I'm like, FDA, that's not right. So it says, okay, you can only fly this low. As long as they were in that space, the law says it's okay. So the problem now is drones are flying much, 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 much lower because they're not supposed to they're not allowed to be in the airspace.
Right.
So they have like the reverse rules where they have to stay lower. So that's where it's going to come a little bit trickier, is how low is too low.
Oh, gosh.
And I think we'll be seeing a lot of that in the coming years.
Vanessa, you have a phone call. Mayor, I remind our listeners that you are invited to call Vanessa to ask a question about the law. The number is 622-9622, and we'll take this call. Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yes, good morning. Vanessa, is there a rule or a law saying that a lawyer could not represent, like, let's say, a husband or a wife or a child, a family member?
You mean like if I can't represent my own family?
Right.
No, I'm allowed to represent my own family. Well, I don't mean just me, but I meant lawyers in general allowed to represent family members. They do it all the time.
Oh, okay. In other words, the courts or the judge would not say it wouldn't be fair because, I know for whatever reason, because you're a family member, a relative.
No, but it's kind of known in the legal community that it's something that you shouldn't do. Not because it's unethical, but because you're too emotionally invested, and sometimes you're not able to look at the bigger picture. So it's actually harder to represent either yourself, specifically yourself, but also family members, because you're coming at it from a place of emotion, where the whole idea of hiring a lawyer is we don't get emotionally invested in the case. So,
okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Now, going back to the marriage, I have a question about that.
Okay.
If you get married in a state where it's where that kind of marriage is legal, and then you come here to Florida,
I
you
don't think
said
it's legal anywhere.
it's not recognized in the state.
Right.
So now I know a person that's going out to Colorado this weekend, and he was asked to officiate at the wedding of a friend.
Okay.
But he's not a notary. He's not a pastor. Doesn't have any of those credentials. But the friend says in the state of Colorado, anybody can marry anybody. They don't have to be have any credentials at all. So because the state of Colorado says that, would that marriage be recognized in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, it would.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the full faith and credit clause will recognize the Colorado marriage in the state of Florida. They would go and get a Colorado license.
Uh-huh.
They would get it validated in the state of Colorado. It becomes illegal in the state of Colorado, and Florida will recognize it. Because even though it doesn't adhere to our rule, the way that our marriages have to be done, where it's either a notary or an ordained minister,
Mm-hmm.
if their rules don't, and I don't know about that, but if the state's rules don't require that, they're not going to require it in the state of Florida, which is different than saying something is illegal in the state of Florida and ratifying it. So
I see.
Those are different. These are just the process.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage would still be legal in Florida if they followed the correct process.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Which is different than saying this type of marriage is holistically not accepted in the state of Florida.
Oh, I see. That's tricky. I like that.
All right, let's take a little break and we'll be right back. The phone lines are open if you would like to call Vanessa, and if you want to squeeze in one off the air because you're shy about going on the air, this is a good time. Vanessa can talk to you off the air. I hope that microphone works off the air, but if not, you can come over to my mic. The phone number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A nice day with sunshine on this Friday with low humidity, highs in the 80s. Clear Friday night, lows generally in the 60s. For Saturday, mostly sunny, high 88 at the coast, 94 inland. For Sunday, partly sunny and quite warm, high 90 to 94. For Monday, Memorial Day, partly sunny and hot with a high of 90 on the coast, 97 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 10 minutes before 11 o'clock, Vanessa Lane Jennings is here. The show is called Legal Lane. Vanessa is with the Jennings Law Firm here in Ocala. And Vanessa, you do have somebody waiting on hold. Good morning, sir. You're on the air now with Vanessa.
Yeah, good morning.
morning.
You hear so much on these TV shows about so-and-so has a common law marriage. What is a common law marriage, and is it really legal? And I'll hang up.
Well, thank you for your question. In certain states, common law marriages are legal. They're not something that Florida has. Florida doesn't have common law marriages. So even though I've had people come and ask me about them, they don't exist here. What a common law marriage is, it says, essentially, you have lived together in a supportive relationship for a minimum number of years. I believe one of the Carolinas has it, and it's 7 years in that state. If you live together, like a husband and wife would, for the period of 7 years, and you support one another, that you help each other pay the bills, and you help each other in the daily living of life, then you are essentially married, even though you never went and got married.
And that would entitle somebody to palimony? Is that the word they use, or is that a real term? Alimony, like you can go and get divorced, and so you can get alimony. It helps with, like, if you're dividing land up, if you are passing away and you want your widower's share or widow's share. So I mean, it comes into play in those aspects, but I don't know fully how that plays in with their state laws, right,
because every state deals with each one of those ideas completely differently. Like some states require separation before you're even allowed to do things, and before you get divorced, and our state doesn't do that because we're a no-fault state.
You mentioned that you hadn't paid attention to the news. Did you hear the story about the guy running for office in Montana?
And then he hit the person.
Yes,
with the camera.
They said body slammed him.
Right.
And I think they charged he won the election, by the way. But I think they charged him with misdemeanor assault. What does that mean? He grabbed him by the neck and threw him to the ground. How is that not a full assault?
Okay, well, their version of assault's different than assault in the state of Florida and the federal assault, because assault in the state of Florida means that there was no actual contact with the person. Because an assault is an attempted battery, whereas actually touching someone is the battery itself. So in Florida, that would be a simple battery or misdemeanor battery. And misdemeanor just means that it's non-felony. It didn't rise to the level of a felony.
And felony is defined usually as the dollar amount, right?
No, felony is the amount of time you're going to spend incarcerated.
Oh, really?
So felony means you're going to be going to Department of Corrections, and you're going to be going, prison, for 366 days or more.
Ah.
So when everyone says jail means you're going to be incarcerated for a period of 364 days or less. So it's less than a year. It's a day less than a year, and prison's a day more than a year.
Oh, really? So nobody goes for 365?
So no one goes for, no, because that would just confuse people. No one does 365.
I'm sorry. I was glad that we asked for calls off the air, because you had one off the air, and obviously that person didn't want to share it on the air. But evictions was part of that, or the idea of evictions was part of that conversation, without sharing the information. But so I'm guessing that happens a lot in your practice, right? People who need somebody to move out because they're not paying the rent or whatever.
Right. And that if you don't pay rent, your landlord is not going to want you to be in the house. They're going to want you out. And then there's different types of ways to get people out. And that was the idea of it. Are they paying rent? And if they pay rent, then you're dealing with an eviction. Or are they somebody who's just living in your property, like your 18-year-old kid, and it's time for them to move out the nest and they won't leave, and you need to eject them.
Oh.
It's called an ejectment.
I would never do that with the law.
But you have to go through an attorney for that.
No, you don't. Well, you don't have to.
Oh, you just go.
You file a complaint for ejectment. It is and then you're going to go before the judge and have a little trial. But
I know a young couple. Let me tell you their story real quickly. They inherited a mobile home. It's in a mobile home park, so they own the mobile home, but they have no electricity, and they're paying rent for the lot. But they don't have the lease yet for the lot because they failed the, what do they call it? The background check. All right, so the landlord, the park owner, said to them, give us $500 and we'll give you the lease. Whatever it's called, the rental. And then you can get the electricity turned on. So meanwhile, they've lived the past, 6 weeks without electricity. And I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How come he can't get it? I mean, he's working really hard trying to save up the $500. That's not easy for him, I guess. And so.
Okay, so let me back up. Make sure.
Does that sound like something?
So he had a lot lease. He needs a lot lease.
He got his stepfather.
Okay.
Had to go into a nursing home. So his
Gotcha.
stepfather said to him, I know you need a place. You can have my mobile home. Okay, so
Okay.
He and his girlfriend have been living in the mobile home. Well, when the beginning of the month came around, I think it was the beginning of April.
Yeah.
The beginning of April, the electricity went off because that's all the electricity was paid through. Okay. So
Why didn't he just continue paying it?
because he's not living there anymore. The stepfather.
No,
It
but
was in
why?
the stepfather's name, the electric, so
Yeah, but my electricity is in my dad's name. I don't know. It's not important.
That,
really.
I actually asked that question.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they don't get along. I don't know.
At least for my business, I meant because.
Yeah,
he owns. the
I
building.
actually did ask that question. Yeah.
I just pay it every month.
But anyway, it seemed weird to me that they can pay the rent. The park is willing to accept the rent money, but they won't give them whatever they need to prove to the electric company that they can turn the electricity on. It seems like somebody's doing something unfair. They're living without electricity. It's crazy.
I mean, he's paying, even though he failed the background check, he's still paying the lot lease, though, right?
Still paying the rent, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little fishy. I don't think it's illegal, but it's a little fishy.
Yeah.
so does he have legal legs to stand on? Can he just go there and
Push them. He could send nasty letters. It's my favorite.
Yeah, but then you know what happens? Then he lives in a park that every little thing they do wrong, they're gonna, you know what I mean?
Right, but at least he'll have electricity.
They're gonna not cut their grass. They're gonna get a nasty note, and you know what I mean. They're gonna do
Well,
that.
then cut your grass.
Cut your grass. Yeah. Follow the rules. So what are you doing for Memorial Day weekend? Anything?
I am hanging out with my sisters.
nice?
I think there's a Disney day in the works.
Are you,
how
are you going to
cool.
Pandora?
No, we didn't. Our pass holders elapsed for the period of time that was you could sign up for the early release, and we are not standing in 6-hour lines.
I haven't gone to Disney.
No, I don't blame you. 6-hour lines.
Is that
no
really
thanks.
true? 6 hours?
They're apparently the main ride that's and that like the flight of whatever it is. They built the queue to last for 6 hours.
Wow.
Why would anybody spend $100 and stand in line for 6 hours?
People are crazy. That's it's the only answer you're ever going to get from me on that one.
I want to go.
Wow.
All these Disney stories this week make me want to go, but not for.
Not to stand in line for
What's
6 hours.
so? What's your level? When do you say that's too much? As far as the length of the line, I say 40 minutes.
Okay, well, so don't go to Disney World. I think most of them are an hour to 90 minutes on average.
Oh, really?
So I can probably do about 120 minutes if I'm with my sisters.
Yeah.
120 minutes.
Because it's not really 120 minutes, but we could entertain each other for about that long. And then it's like, okay, we're done.
But then you're
Yeah.
on the ride for 5 minutes, and you go stand in another 2-hour line.
Oh, no. Then we go take a little breaky poo because we're pass holders. We
Oh,
go people
nice.
watch for a while.
Uh-huh.
We're like, oh, that was a lot of standing. We're just going to go over there.
What about the Hall of Presidents? That got a line in it?
Nope.
Okay, so I can do that one.
But Country Fair Jamboree does. So I meant,
I don't care about that. I don't really care about the Hall of Presidents either. What do I care about? I just want to go people watch. I'll just pay the $100 to watch people and
it's
eat
worth it.
cotton candy.
You go around the train around the park.
Does that have a line?
It does, but once you get on, you don't have to get off.
That's it.
You can just stay on for as long as you
Right.
want.
Yeah, that's
heard.
what's really nice about that train. I really enjoy the train.
So is that
around
really what
Disney.
you're doing this week?
No, that really is what we're doing.
Which park are you going to?
I believe we're going to Magic Kingdom.
Did you ever eat in the castle?
We have not eaten in the castle, and that is a sore subject for a lot of people in our family.
Why?
Oh.
And
Because we always...
can't talk about it?
Well, no, we could talk longer. No, part of my family doesn't want to, and the other part, that's what we want to do.
Oh my gosh. You should always do what the others want to do.
Yeah, you're not a Jennings. That's not how that one works.
Who wants to do it, you or the others?
No, Sally and I want to do it.
I would do it if I were you. Would she get in trouble if she showed up dressed up as Elsa or whoever she dresses
Yes,
like?
they would not let her in the park. Because she's
Really?
over the age of 12.
Because
or
she
14
looks
or
just
whatever it is.
like her.
Oh, wow.
Did I say the right character name? Elsa?
Yes, it was Elsa.
Okay. Well, have a good weekend, and for those who need to talk to Vanessa on a professional basis, as an attorney, in other words, give Vanessa Lane Jennings a call. And what is your number?
It is 352-804-0092.
All right. Well, have a safe weekend.
Thank you. Y'all as well.
You going to stay in the hotel down there?
No, we'll probably drive back.
You should stay in the hotel. There's no lines in the hotel.
There are no lines.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.